Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the training report for today's main session. It's time for all things black and white. As I said, this is the training report. I'm going to aim to get to every main training, which is a couple days out from each game, each week for the rest of the season and beyond. So that is the plan. A lot of notes to take from today's session, but for those who want some footage of the session, that will be uploaded later tonight. I've got a stupid amount of footage that I'm going to post. So have your alarm set for 7 o'clock and you will get uninterrupted training content. So make sure to hit that subscribe notification or video alert, whatever you want to call it. See, I don't do those plugs too often, but let's get into the training report. First thing off the bat, I noticed Jai Saxena, one of our NGA prospects who currently plays for Oakley Chargers, was there. I'm pretty sure that was him doing some work with Lyndon Dunn, who is a development coach at the Pies. So I love when we bring in these NGAs and potential father-sons to get a really good look at what they're about. And very rarely do you see them actually fully participate in the sessions, particularly the bulk end of the game simulation. They don't really get amongst that just to protect them, I feel, and to maintain the standard of the senior group. So that's why you don't see these younger kids really getting immersed throughout the season into these type of sessions. So I don't really have much of a report on Saxena other than he was there. We are looking at him very closely, and he will probably be wearing the black and white in 2026. Now, always the question for these sessions is who is wearing black, who is wearing white. Black, usually, to a certain extent, you can get a read in to how the team's going to structure up and what players will play in the ones if they're in the black. However, you would naturally assume that the white team are the bulk of the twos, which is true. But we did have players like Nick Dacos and Bobby Hill in the twos in the whites. Now, Bobby Hill for good reason, because he's not going to be a part of the squad this week. Nick Dacos, for whatever reason, I'm not too sure. It doesn't really matter. It's just Nick Dacos is not playing in the twos. But when you see players... Oh, hold on. Call you back, Mum. When you see players like Tom Mitchell wearing white, Lockie Sullivan wearing white, Rowan Steele wearing white, okay, now that's a bit of a conversation, isn't it? So... does Tom Mitchell stay in a team? Well, we probably won't find out tonight. It will be an extended team. We'll probably find out tomorrow at about 5:30, which we'll do a live stream for. So we'll do a live stream tonight, most likely, and definitely we'll do a live stream for tomorrow for the final extended squad being cut down to the final 23, the final flock, we'll call it. Would like to see Tom Mitchell get another opportunity. However, I do understand that time is not on our side when it comes to the position we're in as a team pushing for that premiership. There's not a lot of time to flirt around with the makeup of our team. So I understand that. Rowan Steele makes sense. Lipinski's coming back in. Myercheck trained fully. McCreary trained fully for those who are curious about Bugsy. He's ready to go. What are my notes saying? Degoe, full training. I thought he was going to do non-contact. It seemed like he was in some non-contact roles in certain drills. But at the end, when they did 10 minutes of match sim, he was at the center bounce. He looks good. He looks fit. He looks slim. And these are the default sort of... what do you call it? It's a default sort of term that you label these players who are coming back from injury, or even in pre-season when they're away for cameras for 2 months. You come back and you go to training. He looks good. He's put on some muscle, or he's slimmed down. It's one of those just default go-tos. But he genuinely looked like he was floating across the field. He was running at full tilt, which was good to see. So when there was high effort sprints required, he was there, which is what you want to see with De Goey's trajectory and return to play timeline. He won't be playing this week, though. What else did we see? We saw Will Parker in black, Charlie Dean in black, and Markov in black. So Markov, you trust that he keeps his spot. He's been playing pretty good footy, and even at training, he's a bit more confident with his kick. He's taking marks overhead. So as long as Markov is doing that, no dramas with him being in the side at all. Will Parker, with Houston out, seems like a like for like in a different way. Yes, Houston probably offers more defensive stability, but Will Parker, Fly seems to love him. So he keeps getting this opportunity. I feel like someone like Jacob Ryan, even TJ, who's still coming back from injury, somewhat. I mean, he didn't do full training, TJ, today. They'd be kicking themselves because it was certainly Jacob Ryan. Had he been fit and available, I think Jacob Ryan would have had an opportunity to fill the boots of Dan Houston for at least the next 2 weeks. But such is footy, and unfortunately, injuries get in the way of opportunities. And, well, guess what? This is Will Parker's opportunity to take now. Charlie Dean at training, it sounded like, you know when there's an energy, there's an emphasis from players around you when you know you're going to get selected and the team wants to pump you up and get around you. That's what it felt like watching Charlie Dean. Anytime he had impact on a contest and did well, anything, everyone celebrating it. Darcy Moore, whoever the name was in the black and white, they were celebrating Charlie Dean. So there is that coming into question. Does Charlie Dean get selected? But on the same page, or in the same breath, Dan McStay in Match Sim played in the backline on Mason Cox. Is that just prepping McStay in case Charlie Dean goes down? Knock on wood. Billy Frampton was absent from training today, won't be selected. How much do you want to read into this? I'm giving you the information. You can make the story up in your mind about whether you think Charlie Dean will play in the backline or Dan McStay. I've got no idea. As far as the rehab group was concerned, Houston, Howe, and Harvey Harrison, Triple H. That's a new one. And then, like I said, absent was Billy Frampton. I thought not Bo McCreary, in the Match Sim, I thought Harry DiMattia had some really good moments out of the centre bounce, speed, burst, kicks going inside 50. So I feel like he'll get his opportunity at some point. He might be provided with a debut at some point this year, maybe against the Melbourne or Richmond. If not next year, I think he's taken some really positive strides with his inside mid role. And finally, Ash Johnson, just a little note on him, looks good in training, took a couple contested marks. It's 10 minutes of Match Sim. So when you see something in those 10 minutes, that's going to come to the front of mind, and I'm going to mention it. And you have such a small time to impress. And when you take 2 contested marks, that's a really, really big tick to the side of your name. Noah Howes, finally. Big boy, 19 years old, big boy. He's confident as well. You can just tell he doesn't slope. He's tall, proud, confident of his ability, especially given that he just kicked 5 goals against an AFL listed VFL side. Does that make any sense? So he's going well. I'd like to see Noah Howes finish the VFL season really strongly, especially with Charlie West not in there. It's sort of his forward line now, and he's starting to take some really positive strides. Is there anything else I want to note from that training? It was cold. It was a good ambience. Because it's school holidays, a lot of kids were there. And I think that's about it, guys. So, if you want to see the training footage from today's session, a lot of it, so much so you'll probably need to sit down and have some dinner watching it. Be ready for 7 p.m. tonight for the training footage. And as always, go Pies.